Welcome to the Redneck Range.
What's up, Rednecks? Mr. Kyle back out here today at the Redneck Range on this beautiful April day. And I'm here to do a little review and talk about my new toy. And it's the Tokarev TAR 12 with the 3-inch chamber. And I'm just gonna try, I got 10 different rounds for 3 different brands out here, and we're gonna see if it'll run them. I've only shot this maybe 20 times since I got it. I just arrived, so we're gonna see which it'll run and try different shots and different brass sizes of if you got the high brass or the low brass, and see what this bad boy will run. Just going through everything. The action is pretty smooth. The spring is pretty tight, like when you lock it back, but the main thing I've noticed so far is the mags. When you load them, if you slap the bottom of your mag really hard, it'll actually push the mag farther in than it's supposed to be, and you have to pull it out a little bit. So you'll just have to watch that as the only flaw that I found in it so far. So we'll go ahead and load 5 rounds of each of these in, and we'll go in order and see how the old Tokarev made in Turkey does. Fiocchi loaded up first, and they're 2 3/4 inch, 1 1/8 ounce shot. They're going about 1165, and it's 8 shot. So we'll try it out first, and we'll see if it'll run these low brass ones and see how it performs. All right, so our first failure to feed or to eject. So it didn't lock back, but we had 1 failure on the first 5 rounds. So we're going to load up another 5 rounds and see if it will run the 5 or if it'll malfunction again. Another thing, when you're loading the mags, they're you almost got to push them in pretty flat because they'll catch on the next brass when they're sliding in. They want to hit the next brass. The shorter brass doesn't seem to affect it, but when you have the longer brass, it seems to load a little harder. 5 more rounds. Whoop, I had it automatically loaded one in there. See if it'll run these. Ran all 5 of those and stayed back, so locked open. It's a good sign. Let's try the next Fiocchis. The Fiocchi White Rhino. They're also 2 3/4, 1 1/8 ounce, and 7.5 shot on these. They're going about 1250, and they're a little higher brass, so we'll see if they'll run these without a flaw. Went all 5 without a mishap on that one. So far, it's performing pretty good. We've had 1 malfunction, so we'll go ahead and try the Federal Upland next. They're 2 3/4, moving about 1,500 feet per second, and they're 1 3/8 ounce, and it's 6 shot. And this is a little higher end. It's the Federal Premium. They're a little more expensive, and they got the high brass, so we'll see if it'll run these. You always got to watch your mag inserting too far. Failure to feed. So I'm not sure if that was the mag or the gun itself, but we had 1 failure to feed on the uplands. but they cycled everything else good. So we'll go on and we'll try the Federal Field and Target next. Them suckers got way more pop to them. We got the Federal Field and Target, and they're a 2 3/4, 1 1/8 ounce, 7.5 shot, moving about 1,200 feet per second. So we'll see how these ones run. Ran all 5 of those without a flaw. So next up, we got the Federal Game Load, which is a 2 3/4, and it's 1 ounce, 8 shot, moving about 1,290 feet per second. We'll slap that in the old Tokarev and see if it'll run them. There's another 5 with no malfunctions. And we're using, these are all Tokarev clips, and the 10 to the 5. Seems like we haven't had, we had 1 failure to feed, and I'm not sure if the mag wasn't in all the way or what, but so far it's been running good. So that was the Federal Game Loads. And next up, we got the Winchester AA's, the Super Sport Target Load. They're a 2 3/4, 1 1/8 ounce, and 7.5 shot, moving about 1,300 feet per second. So we'll go ahead and slap those in, see how it runs. Another 5 done, no malfunctions. We're a little over halfway through, and we've had 2 malfunctions, and so far none of them consistent. So we're doing pretty good. I'm pretty impressed with it. We got the Winchester Fast Dove and Clay, and it's a 2 3/4, 1 ounce, 7.5 shot, moving about 1,350. So we'll go ahead and get it loaded up and try it out. We got the Fast Dove loaded up. Pop them in. Five more down without a malfunction. And that was the Fast Dove. Now we'll go to the Winchester Super X and see how they perform. They are a 2 3/4, 1 ounce, 7.5 shot, going about 1,290. So we'll see how these ones run. Another 5 down without a problem. So we'll go ahead and go to the Super X Game Load again. It's the same thing, 1 ounce, but it is an 8 shot. So we'll go ahead and slap it in, see if it will run. Five more with the 8 ounce or 8 shot, and leaves 1 left, which leaves us to this Winchester Super Target, and it's 2 3/4, 1 1/8 ounce, and an 8 shot, going about 1,200. So we'll load it up and see how she runs. Another 5 without a hitch. I'm getting very impressed with this gun. I only paid about $200 for it. There's not a lot of reviews or anything out there of what it runs, or there's a few videos, but thought I'd make this one to show you guys. So I'm going to load up 1 of each in a random order in a 10-round mag and see if it'll chew through 10 rounds of just random ammo. And I'm just trying this because I might do a little clay shooting with this gun. I'm not really sure. It's kind of just a fun gun to toy around with. So we'll get those loaded up and see if it'll perform all 10 of them. 10 rounds of everything we just shot, loaded in a random order, and we'll see if it'll chew them up. There you go. That's 10 rounds of all the different birdshot ammos, the clay target ammo that I got. So I'm pretty impressed with it. We only had 2 malfunctions in 50 rounds or so, so I think I'll take it. Makes me feel a little bit more better about the purchase. And stay tuned. I'm going to be dropping another video on be shooting some buckshot and some slugs through it and see how it performs with those. So if you're interested in that, check out the next video coming up. And there you go. Now you've seen it. Now you know.